was a girl who lived in an empty house. The stairs were bare of any tramp-eating children, and the walls were stark white with no stains. The floor didn't have any coffee spills from rushed mornings, and there was nothing in the cabinets and drawers. The only thing that marked ownership of the house was a grand piano. It stood stoically, blending into the darkness. On brighter days, she used to polish the ebony black like it was the only thing she lived for. Then she started living like her nights were an endless midnight. Dust settled into the sleek crevices of the instrument, and time aged the structure. By the year's end, it sat hollow like a rotten cherry. She would often glimpse at the faded black, wondering why she used to think it was ageless. Time crawled on, and the piano began to crumble. She took note of its dwindling strength, telling herself she would fix it when she had the time. Months passed, and her false promise turned the air sour. The once pristine and untouched house began to yellow in grimacing despair, and the piano had almost completely faded into the decaying walls. As if to sound its last resilient cry, it began to play. Dull notes rang like a shrilling alarm into dead silence. Each note struck the core of its aged heart, and it complained and complained, but it continued. The melody was a wistful, reminiscent poem of days gone by and of childlike innocence lost. The girl watched as it neared the end of its tune. The last note echoed into the dying chamber, and like its last breath, collapsed into itself. She crumbled onto the ground, holding pieces of its essence, but she couldn't mourn its death properly. She just sat and stared at the string and hammer which used to thrum the piano's heartbeat. Years of repressed pain stabbed her heart. She threw parts of the corpse everywhere around her, smashing and destroying the remaining reminder of her negligence. She scratched the yellowed walls, yelling into the resounding silence, and did everything she could to destroy. Eventually, the dust settled and the chilling breeze from the outside billowed into the hollowness. Amidst the chaos sat the girl, holding onto the piano strings, crying. The only thing she had ever held onto was the rotting piano, but it too faded into nothingness, forcing her to mourn her lost youth.